Ben and Sienna Miller will be chatting with Richard, and you can see that on Friday.
Just to establish, sorry, she's won 3 Oscars. She's been nominated 19 times for an Oscar.
Overrated.
I mean, honestly, you know, if you agree he was... I know he's your friend.
No, I couldn't disagree with him more about it. Listen, Meryl Streep is the greatest actress that's ever walked the earth. Arguably the greatest actor of either sex who's ever walked the earth. Yeah. And, of course, Trump was probably half having fun whacking. You know, his strategy always, you whack me, I'll whack you back. He's always been the same. What's interesting, though, Ross, is... following the way that Hillary Clinton had all this massive celebrity support and then lost, you know, watching Barack Obama have them all trotting up to the White House for his endless farewell parties and so on, you know, there's a real kind of disconnect, isn't there, between Trump and his followers who look at Hollywood as something really sort of out of touch, elitist, and remote
Pampered,
from their lives,
and
the kind of Hollywood crowd who still wish Hillary had won. It's really interesting how this is playing out, because I think the more people like Meryl Streep whack Trump, actually the stronger his support gets with middle America.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I also think there must be a huge amount of annoyance amongst stars who all were so heavily for Hillary that it didn't have the effect that they wanted. So I think there's probably a bit of annoyance. They're thinking maybe we're not quite as important and as influential as we thought we were.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You know, it's Mark Wahlberg, the actor. Yeah. Good guy, very successful actor, said recently, all actors should stay out of politics. Because he said Hollywood basically lives in its own bubble. Mansions, Ferraris, fast cars, limos. They don't really have a connection with the average guy trying to feed his family in Wisconsin, in Maine, in, you know, any of these places in Middle America. I think he's right.
Yeah,
I don't know why they game.
But one of Meryl Streep's main points was that she didn't like what Donald Trump had done in terms of imitating a disabled reporter. This wasn't just about his politics.
He denies that.
This was about the way that he treats vulnerable, individual people, and doesn't seem to have any sensitivity.
Well, we're going to have a debate about this later. It's quite interesting because Trump vehemently denies mocking the man's disability. Well, also, he wasn't just a poor little...
He definitely mocked the man.
He mocked the man, but he's mocked the man in that way many times with different people who weren't disabled. So there's an interesting debate about that. We'll have that debate later. What's interesting about it, though, I think, is when you look at Meryl Streep's speech, look how it's blown up on social media. Look how half the people absolutely agree with her, and the other half now hate Meryl Streep. I don't know, if you're an actor and you're trying to sell movies, how does that help you?
Well, I don't know whether they hate Meryl Streep. They might have not liked what she said about Donald Trump.
A lot of them very vehement yesterday about it. I think it's a strange thing that actors think they should be lecturing the world about politics.
Is there only television presenters who are allowed to do that?
We're allowed to. We're news journalists. We don't have to comment on news.